Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So Marty, you want to begin?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon, dinner time or evening, whichever it might be for you. Um, let's get started right away. And Margie, you want to get started there and move the slides along for me? Thank
Sure.
you very much.
Absolutely.
Thanks. So I really would like to start off by telling you how we got here, how I guess what you would call my story or my why, however you want to look at it. And for those of you who know me, I basically have been struggling with chronic back pain actually down my leg for the last 3 or 4 years. And during that time, I've had multiple operations. I have what's called a neurostimulator implanted in my back to control my pain. And at the same time, I've been taking opioids for about 3.5 years, always looking for different solutions, trying to get off. Margie, of course, is always looking for natural solutions versus narcotics or drugs or whatever, and has suggested a lot of things, and I've tried a lot of things. None have worked. And then one day she suggested that I should try CBD oil. And my first reaction was, no, not another. I'm not doing this again. It's just, it doesn't really work. But I thought, well, what do I have to lose? I might as well give it a shot. So I did try the CBD oil, and I had a really good day that day. I didn't have a lot of pain. Normally, by the way, when I was taking my opioids and all my other stuff, I would still have pain. So I thought, well, maybe that helped. And then I started to wean myself off of, slowly but surely, the opioids, and substituted that with CBD oil. And I continued to do that, and I was really having great success. And along the way, I tried a couple different kinds of CBD oil to find which was the most effective, because I was, reading. Money was not an issue, and I was reading a lot and trying to figure it out, and actually landed on CBD Pure, which in my mind provided the best solution, gave me the most relief, and was, not really comparatively inexpensive. And today I am very proud to say that I take absolutely no drugs for my back, no pain. And this is probably not compliant with the FDA, which we always have to be careful what we say. But the bottom line is I don't take any opioids. I am opioid free. That was not a lot of fun getting off of that. I don't take any. They had me on mood depression medication to try and change the pain, and I'm off all that medication now and do CBD oil, and actually use my remote, my neurostimulator a lot less. So I was amazed by this result, and still am amazed by this result. And that's why I wanted to get involved, and that's why we started the distributorship, so that we could help other people with this natural solution, as well as, make a little money. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So the bottom line is that as far as the product, I would have believed you if you would have told me I'd be where I am today. So that's the product story, and we'll get more into that. And as far as the financial aspects, we'll get into that as well. So let's move along.
Okay, so I'm going to take over for a little bit here. So for those of you that I don't know, my name is Margie Lash, and I've been involved in health and wellness issues for many years. In fact, over 3 decades of experience in a variety of wellness disciplines, always looking for natural products and solutions that I can share with others. And this experience has allowed us to find product offerings that have quality and effectiveness and can be used in a multitude of ways. And so that really has always been my goal. One of the other super important things to us is that we take a total wellness approach. It's all about wellness. And so when we talk about, different strategies for health, we always want to keep the total wellness picture in place. And because we take that approach, we want to look at all aspects of well-being are considered. So we want to choose products that are going to ensure that our clients are going to have maximum benefits. So whether it be something to help them with mood or stress reduction or some physical ailment, we're always looking for things that can be offered that don't have side effects, that come from a natural source and are effective and give us the results that we're looking for. Holistic Life came about kind of as a compilation over the years. I got to this place where I really felt that we could offer lots of different things to lots of different people and lots of different populations. Underneath it all, our foundation is all about integrity, and everything we do comes from a place of integrity. Sure, we want to have a profitable business and we want to grow our business, but we will never, ever compromise our honesty, our integrity, or our ethics for the sake of money. It's not about money in the end result. It's about helping others, and that's super, super important to us. So Marty and I have come together on this awesome opportunity with CBD oil. We, as the decision makers for Holistic Life, we feel that it's imperative that we be involved in every decision along the way, in making sure that we're not considering ourselves in a vacuum, that we're reaching out to others, getting feedback. We welcome input from our clients, and we really want to listen. So all of those things are super important to us. We want to act as a team in bringing these natural healthcare products and services, solutions to the world. We really would like to build such a network that people are sharing all the benefits of the things that we have to offer with as many people as possible, touching as many lives as possible. And we are users of the products ourselves. We have personal experience that we can share. We have stories to share. And of course, we have the knowledge about the products because we use them, because we've studied them a lot. I'm a person who has a combination of things. I like anecdotal, experiential examples of success, but I also am a person who loves the science behind things. And sometimes I share a little too much science because it kind of fascinates me. But that's all super important to us. And lastly, we really care. We are a business, run by holistic minded people. Everything we do has to do with kind of the whole person, natural remedies, natural processes. And we're not, we're not computers. We're not driven by internet orders or a telemarketing group that resides in some other country. We're talking about building something with people that we get to know, and that we build a team of like-minded people, whether they be users in need of something that we have to offer. We always want to be giving back. We want to be helping others and contributing to the well-being of everyone, as many people as we can touch. And that is really what drives us. Every single day when I wake up in the morning, I am excited to get up and excited to see what the day is going to bring, because I just know that there are going to be more lives touched by the kinds of natural products that we have to offer. So super, super important to me. I think you can hear that from my voice. So we're going to get into a little bit about CBD oil in general. We have our bodies have an endocannabinoid system, and this is something that really is not that well known. We have receptors in our body that called CB1 and CB2. They're cannabinoid receptors, and they allow our bodies to uptake any cannabidiol and other cannabinoids as well, but we're talking just about cannabidiol. CBD oil that is an acronym. CBD stands for cannabidiol. And this cannabidiol oil is very effective in helping people have general health, wellness, and can help many, many different conditions. So as far as we take a look at this, you know, this picture, if you're watching the webinar, there's a picture here of the cannabinoid receptors in the body and in the human body. So you'll notice that the CB1 receptors are mainly in the central part of the body, with many of them being in the brain. And then you see down towards the digestive system, there are also a number of the CB1 receptors. So those are our two brains, our digestive system and our physical brain that we call the brain. These are kind of the areas of our body that control so many things in our lives, both physical and emotional. And then you'll see that the CB2 receptors concentrate primarily in the digestive system. You can see there are lots of them there, but both kinds of receptors are throughout the body. So that's a really important thing to know. But this human cannabinoid system is something that there's lots of research about, and we in the United States are just kind of getting aware of this. So it's very interesting. And the endocannabinoid system is an integral part of our physiology, and it's responsible for many of the naturally occurring physiological and mental processes that occur in our bodies. So super important to understand. There are multiple applications for CBD oil. The graphic on this slide, if you are watching the presentation, you can see that we picked this up from someone's site. It gives us some ideas about organs and parts of the body that can be helped with CBD oil. Many people use it to manage their long-term health or pain issues. Some people supplement daily with CBD oil to maintain and promote their general well-being, help them with stress reduction and mood kinds of issues. Unlike synthetic pharmaceutical drugs, cannabis oil and related cannabinoids have no known toxic level, which is super interesting, right? There's so many things in our world that we need to be super careful of how much we take. You know, we could go over the line from wellness to toxicity pretty easily. So there's no known toxicity with the cannabinoids, and their health benefits are becoming more and more discovered every single day. There's lots and lots of research out there. If you go to PubMed and search for different things, you'll find thousands of research studies on CBD. And the good news is there is little negative effect. Really, there is no negative effect. You know, they really just help. So application is kind of, there are like hundreds of different applications. This particular slide gives you a little bit about the different cannabinoids that exist in cannabis. We're just focusing on CBD, which is only one of that's just the cannabidiol. The cannabidiol is super effective for so many different purposes, and it doesn't produce a high, which is also super important. So that's why it's available in all 50 states legally. It's very low in THC and very high in the cannabinoid. The cannabidiol itself is very effective for treating but helping maintain balance in the body. CBD is non-habit forming. It can be, and we recommend taking it daily, and it has no psychoactive properties. So therefore it doesn't impair users, and that's super important. The chart for medicinal use usefulness by cannabinoid. If you look down the list, the CBD is the kind of teal color, and you can see that it addresses many of the spots along the way, whereas some of the other cannabinoids address this or that, but not all of them. So cannabidiol is a really super important cannabinoid. So what we know is that CBD products are trusted by many holistic health professionals and also by health conscious people everywhere. In the United States, we're just finding out more about it. If you look internationally, there are people all over the world that are using CBD oils. And in the United States, it's currently available without a prescription because it's just considered a dietary supplement. There are other countries that have classified it as a medication because of its effectiveness, its proven effectiveness in helping with lots of different situations. So it supports mental health, general health, and it restores a balance to the body, all super important things. And now it's Marty's turn.
Well, thanks, Margie. And I'm not really the scientist that Margie is, but I did two things I do want to say about what she was talking about. What we have found is that CBD oil, whether it be CBD pure or any other CBD oil, will affect different people in different ways. You know, people always say to me, oh, well, you know, how will it do this or how? I mean, if you look at the research, it's amazing, all the research that's been done on so many different, you know, health issues out there today. And it kind of affects some people in different ways. So what might work for me might not work for somebody else. It's not a miracle cure. I always say to people that are having, I talk to a lot of people that are having a lot of pain because it's kind of like my bailiwick because I'm really good at pain. But they'll always say to me like, well, you know, how much will it work? And I say to them, well, it's, you know, and doctors, whenever they want to know about your pain level, ask you from 1 to 10. It's really annoying for people in pain. But what I say to them is if you're at a 7, you know, you might get to a 4, you might get to a 5, or if you're at a 4, you might get to a 1. Or, you know, it all depends on how it affects the person. But it's not a miracle cure, and you know, some people it works better than others. But I did mention that we did choose CBD pure, and I did want to talk a little bit about some of the reasons why. And first, some of the science and how it is extracted. Again, it comes from, and I don't know where this says it in here, but it comes, maybe it's the next slide, but it's commercial hemp that's organic and imported from Denmark. And that's what makes it legal for growing for hemp in the US is it has to be commercial. And again, this is organic and pure, which of course means that it's chemical free and it's from pesticides and other chemicals. As far as the cold pressed and refined, that's an important aspect because what it does, it retains the natural aspects of the plant and the oil, whereas heat, you know, can change the composition of the molecules and other things. So by doing cold pressed and unrefined, it maintains its molecular structure. As far as the CO2 extraction, that again goes down to trying to basically keep the everything intact and produces. That's how the oil is extracted, and what that does is allow the full spectrum of cannabinoids to be extracted versus just the CBD, which helps the CBD accomplish what it wants. So it kind of instead of just the CBD, you also get other cannabinoids so that they work in conjunction. So it's a better kind of total solution. We mentioned the organic impurity. You know, anybody, you know, I hear people say, oh, well, I got this CBD oil from here, or I got some from, a lot comes from Colorado because they're a little more sophisticated there and they've been at this a little bit. But you never really know the purity of what's involved in what you're buying, which is really kind of super important to me. So that's the nice thing about this. It is organic, it is pure, there are no pesticides, no chemicals are used. It is 100% pure hemp oil as a carrier and CBD. And then sublingual, that just means basically you put it under your tongue. It's the fastest way to get into your bloodstream. It absorbs more quickly. I basically put it under my tongue, hold it there as long as I can, swish it around a little, and then I swallow it. It is an excellent produced product, which is one of the reasons that we went with CBD Pure.
Okay.
My navigation is not.
Sorry, I'm trying, but it's not working for some reason. I don't know why. Okay.
Okay, I think as Margie gets that, I'll start. I think the next slide talks a little bit about some of the testing that it goes through. Each batch of oil is sent to an independent lab for testing. And there they test obviously they test the pesticide content, the purity, the organic nature of the oil. They test the potency of the oil. They test all the terpenes and the cannabinoids in the oil to make sure everything is present. So it's and I was actually talking to the manufacturer, and we were talking about some people may not like the taste 100%, and they're talking about coming up with a flavored one. And we were talking about it, and they just weren't happy with the cannabinoid content, within that product. So there's always, there's always that testing going on. To make sure that in fact the product is effective and safe and all those things. So again, it's the quality of the product, the extraction of the oil, the organic nature, and the CBD Pure. We did one of the products I tried. They had some other oils in there and some other things. This is 100% pure. So that's why we went with this. And Margie mentioned it real briefly. This is an article from CNN. Basically, the CBD oil is as grown from or as extracted from industrial hemp is already legal in all 50 states. And so there is no issue. We can ship it through the mail. We can ship it no problem. Take it on a plane. As long as it contains less than 0.3% of THC, it is considered 100% safe and legal and and doesn't get you high. So again, that's why the hemp is considered industrial. I know the word industrial isn't real sexy, but it is certified organic industrial hemp, and it's grown in Denmark. So it is high quality, and in fact, CBD Pure does some real close selection of the hemp that they purchase to make sure that it'll produce the highest level of CBD. So again, it's a great product, and I'm 100% in. So let's talk just a little bit about the dealer program. I don't want to get into too much detail now. I'll give you the basics, and then we'll follow up with you. But first of all, this is not network marketing or MLM. There's no membership, anything like that. I'm not into that, frankly. And it's a great model that works for some people and some products, but I'm not interested in that. The only requirement to become a dealer is that you buy a very small amount of inventory so that you have product to sell to people, because the people need to try it. There's no way of knowing whether it's going to work for you as an individual unless you try it. So that's the only requirement, and there are 3 products. One is 100, CBD Pure 100, 300, and 600. And this is just a reflection of the cannabinoid that's in there, the CBD content. So it's in the 100, it's 100 milligram, 300 milligram, and 600 milligram. And then that translates into how much CBD you're going to take per day, because each one of these bottles is a 1-month supply. So for example, I take CBD Pure 600, which means I take about 20 CBD milligrams of CBD a day. Actually, I take a little more, because what they tell you is to take 10 before twice a day, and I take actually 10 before each meal. So I take 30 a day, and that's going to last me 20 days. So the math is pretty simple. If you take the CBD 300, you're taking 10 a day, and that is going to end up being the 300 because that's 30 days. And then the 100 is 10 per day, and that's also it's like 3.5 per day, and that's a 1 month supply. So those are the three. Depending upon a person's situation, and this is something we can always talk about and try and get on the same page. We always have conversations with people to understand what their tolerance level is, what their pain or what their anxiety level, or a lot of things I probably shouldn't say from a FDA standpoint, but we try and determine what their situation is before, and then we suggest a dose, which one of the strengths is best. So like I said, there's 2 kits. The basic kit is only $276. The gold kit is $574. I'll go into details with each of you, the exact counts of bottles, but basically it's the wholesale price of the bottles multiplied by the number of bottles, except in the gold kit you get a free bottle of the CBD 600, which is a pretty good deal, and all these are plus shipping. So that's the detail. Real quickly, I've been doing this for 35 years. I've been involved with dealer networks and those kinds of things, and Margie has been involved for quite a while. We're just getting started. We're not, claiming to be, where we're having like thousands and thousands of customers and stuff like that. We're just getting started, and we're looking for some people to work with that want to build, a business and help people, or just want to, make a little money and, get their CBD for free. I don't, that's up to you. But I guess, Margie, do you want to open it up for some questions now?
Sure, absolutely. Let me unmute you all, and then people will be welcome to answer questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Marty, I always ask questions. So
yes, I was going to say that. I was actually going to say that, Mike, but I decided I couldn't.
Actually, 2 questions. One is maybe you could talk a little bit more about the aspect of the legality of the CBD, and the second question is the markets that you see in terms of resales, as opposed to individual people with pain or anxiety. The potential markets that you might see.
Yeah, sure. So first on the legality, of course, if everybody, for those of you that may not know, THC is actually what gets you high with marijuana. And THC is found mainly in the bud of the plant or the flower of the plant. And the flower itself is very low, and the bud is very low in CBD, but very high in THC. Whereas the stems and the leaves and those kinds of things, which is why you see in the background there's just stems and leaves, there's no flowers, is very high in CBD, but very low in THC. So when it's imported as the leaves and the stems and the hemp, and it's considered industrial. And then when it's extracted, it has to be less than 0.3%. So it's 0.003. Parts per percentage of content. We don't exactly know how to say that, to be considered not a drug. So it's legal. So consequently, it's legal. It's not a drug. It's basically a nutritional supplement, and it's legal just like vitamins would be in all 50 states. So that's kind of where the legality is. As far as the markets, we see a lot of different markets. People we talk to, there's a lot of natural, holistic type practitioners, chiropractors. Is that what you're asking, those kinds of markets?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll give you an example.
Uh-oh, we lost you, Marty.
That?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, we took a look at the market, what we consider to be the market in California. And there were about 700 different kinds of people that we could see setting up to, distribute it. Now, we have to work on the pricing details and what makes sense on that, but we don't see necessarily you going out and selling every bottle. Seeing you work with people, like I said, chiropractors and whatnot in your area that would offer this for their customers, for their clients.
Okay, so chiropractors.
Chiropractors, holistic, wellness, holistic practitioners,
naturopaths, herbalists, acupuncturists. Those are the kinds of healthcare providers that would be interested in something like this. And of course, going to end users too. I mean, it depends on what you do in your life and what kinds of people you come in contact with and what kinds of companies you come in contact with. Really the world is our oyster really when it comes to this, because hemp products are kind of, it's an exploding market industry. One of the things that we forgot to mention is that the hemp product industry by 2025 is expected to be a $55 billion industry. That's enormous. So getting into this industry now is a really smart thing for people.
Mm-hmm.
And Margie and I we were on a small getaway, and we were walking in this small town, and there was a vape shop. And even though it's not really typically recommended that you put it in a vape thing or whatever they call those things, they were selling CBD oil there as well. And some of the clinics, the marijuana clinics, they sell it as well. So it's that's just another market. So there are a lot of different markets out there.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Okay. So I think that's about it. Any other questions out there? Yeah. So we're getting some, just a question of how to bring others in and how we can discuss this on an individual basis, how we can work together to create, get other people involved, as well as provide medical solutions to others. So our intention, well, first of all, we want to thank you for your time. I really appreciate that. And thank you for your participation. We are looking at doing all the right things. Patty was asking a little bit about collateral and things of that nature. We have some collateral, and we're looking to increase that. We're looking to do all the right things. Like I said, this is in its infancy. We've done this before, and it's not something that we're unfamiliar with. But we will be in touch, and we can talk more about it on an individual basis. But I did, again, want to thank you for your time today. Thank you for the opportunity. We really are wanting to work with you. You have our contact information there, as well as our phone information, and we'll be following up with you individually. And thank you very much.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
We'll be in touch.
Take care.